Hello you guys, and welcome back. So it's morning time. It's Saturday. We getting ready to leave. That's your rag, so let's wash your face and brush your teeth. So I'm about to get ready to get myself together. I'm probably not gonna really put on a lot of clothes. It's not hot. I'm just gonna put on something that's like comfortable for the road and stuff. And
I'm not gonna put my device until we almost get there. But at the same time, we don't.
Okay. You clean it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Squeeze it out and put it in that pile down there.
Okay.
So where's my suitcase, Mom?
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. It's in the suitcase.
Okay.
Alright you guys, welcome back. So I know I just briefly jumped off of here. I realized how much I had to do, so I got everybody on some comfortable clothes for the car, and then just standing by the window. I started to find peace just by standing by the window and looking out. You know, I do feel much better than I did yesterday. That's what I was telling y'all, because I did have moments. I think coming up here to be support for this funeral kind of triggered me back to when I lost my grandmother. I'm gonna sit right here because it's a good light. I don't know. It triggered me back to when I lost my grandmother, because I actually didn't grieve how I supposed to. When I lost my grandmother, I had picked up and moved states over, and that probably, I can't say what type of decision that was, whether it was good or bad, because life is a journey, and we all have our own, and we all cope with things differently, whether we're moving away from people, whether we're moving closer to people, whether we're isolating ourselves. Because at that point I was in a place of wilderness, and think about being in that place, in that mindset by yourself, and not really having no friends or family that you could really turn to in a time. I'm the type of person, like, I don't like to dump on people. I don't like to just be burdening people with my problems, because I know that life is hard for everybody in different ways, whether that's finances, whether that's health. You know, it's so much more to be thankful about than to sit around and complain. And when I find myself complaining, and I'm gonna try not to cry because I feel my eyes watering up. When I find myself complaining, I think of all the people that don't have the little things that I have. Like, I think about the homeless, and I think about, you know, all the crime and stuff that goes on in the world, and I'm like, even with so little, you should be thankful, you should be grateful, because when you're at the bottom, there's no other way to go but up. But I'm the type of person, when I don't have control of my situation, I panic, and I have to learn how to let God do what he's gonna do with me. You know, the lighting is better right here. I have to let God do what he's gonna do with me. And with that being said, you know, that's where I am. If I get on here and I'm a mess, y'all, my channel is not gonna always be about me being vulnerable and crying, but that's where I am in my journey right now. So, and I have kids watching me, and they're very smart. They know when I go through, your kids vibe off of you. And it's like, you know, I just want to be my best self for my children. They deserve it. They've been through everything with me. So I'm one of those mothers. I just want to make sure my children have the best of everything, you know. But I'm learning how to be okay with being in a moment, whether it's good or bad. And I'm learning how to stop complaining and learning how to not run away from God in the midst of chaos and things, because sometimes what we tend to do is when things get hard, we run in the opposite direction and we don't pray. But that should push us to pray, y'all. That should push us to pray. And I'm learning to do that, and I'm learning how to take deep breaths, and I'm learning how to walk away. And you know, it's just a lot of things that I have been through in my life, and I don't want my children to ever feel the rain of my storm. You know, I want them to not even know what I'm going through, you know. So I'm always having to get up and act like everything is fine. Mentally, yesterday was a lot on me. I had feelings out of nowhere, and that's when I realized I haven't finished grieving over my grandmother. Like, that lady genuinely loved me. If nobody else did, that lady did. She loved me. And I feel like it's for nothing. And I had to cut myself off from thinking like that, because I have children, so it is for something. But I do feel sometimes like, was it for something, you know? Because like now, when I do the things my grandma told me to do and chase my dreams, she's not going to be here to salute me or to clap for me or cheer me on. And then when my grandmother died, they cremated her, and I was hoping I could get the ashes. That was a whole nother situation. So I don't have nothing of her. So this year, I think I'm going to go somewhere isolated and do like a balloon release and just meditate and spend time with God and do my own thing for my grandmother, because I never have. I've been running from the grief. I'm just in a point I don't want to feel no pain. So if it's going to bring me pain, I run. So I don't need to do that. I need to just start my own tradition, because this is from my heart to my grandmother. And I hope she's around to see how much I've grown, because when my grandmother was dying, she was talking to me and she was just telling me all these positive affirmations. And I didn't realize my grandmother was going to die, because my grandmother was like a healer. She always prayed for other people. I always seen her pray for other people. But this one time, this little girl was in the magazine, and she said that the little girl dad was her mechanic, and the little girl had cancer. So what my grandmother did, she prayed for the little girl, and then afterwards they found like something on my grandmother's lung or something like that. I don't want to tell the story wrong. And not even long after that, my grandmother was battling cancer. So when I grew up with her, it was traumatic in a way, because anytime she would pray for people, whatever she's prayed off of them would come onto her, and she would go in her room for days and have to fight it off. Like, if somebody was sick, whatever that sickness was, she would pray it out of them and it would come on her. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you know, you know. I'm sure there's people that have people like that in their family. This was my grandmother. She was born with a veil over her face. I don't fully understand it, but I know it has something to do with spiritual, you know, the spiritual world, so she could foresee things before it happened. When my grandmother died, she told me, she was like, you don't have to worry about me. I'm more worried about you than you need to be worried about me, because you're going to live a hard life. And boy, has it been hard since that lady left. That's why I broke down yesterday, because I was thinking of, after I left that funeral, how when somebody died, that's a forever thing, and you just have to learn how to cope. And they say it get easier, and it might, but I miss my grandma. I really, really do. And I feel like if she was here, a lot of things I go through, I wouldn't. She would always save me. And on top of that, I just miss my grandma. I do. And I think about my children not having her, because I'm sure they don't remember her, but I miss her. So this trip, I didn't even think, I thought I was going to be able to be strong for somebody else, and I broke down. So in the midst of that, I think she would be proud of where I am now, but I know I could be doing more. So I truly do miss that lady, because I didn't have a worry when she was here. I didn't. But she did say I was going to live a long, hard, she said it was going to be a hard life. And she told me never stop dancing. She said, never stop dancing. And I did. because when I became a mother, I stopped. And I'm talking about like choreography stuff. I love to dance. So now I'm just trying to get into that chapter of my life where I'm doing things that make me happy and doing things in honor of my grandma, because I know she would be proud of me. And I know she not going to come visit me because she know I'm very scary. So she came to me in a dream, and she went to a family member in a dream to get a message across to me. And I appreciate her for that, because one time I went to my aunt's house and my grandma came to see me because everybody was like laying down or something, and I was in the living room. Something just fell out of the cabinet, and my auntie has like cabinets that shut. Something just fell out and fell on the floor and broke, and my auntie yelled out, "Mama, we know she's here safe. We know you coming to visit Precious, because you don't never come and visit." So she knew she came to see me, and that made me happy. But I gotta get something, some kind of necklace or some kind of bracelet or something to remember my grandmother, so when I'm down I could think about her and keep going, because it does not get easier, y'all. It doesn't. But let me just show y'all. I got this little thing. We came in here, it was way more full. I got that packed. I bought the food yesterday. Nobody did eat it much. And kids are over here. Baby down there on the stove.
I gotta get me some more storage.
So yeah, me too. It just said something about my storage was full. So they're watching cartoons, and we're about to go. But I hope you guys have a blessed Saturday. And just, yeah, y'all, I hope y'all have a blessed day. And I will see y'all soon. Peace. So probably in the bathroom too. So what I was saying was, let me remember. I think I was telling you. No. Pick that up, Tuka. Go have a seat. So what I was saying was, hush. I was saying, don't even know what I was saying. Let me think back. Yes, his mom came, and I was happy because I knew I was gonna have some support. And she was so sweet. When I met, this is my second time seeing her, and that triggered me because I haven't been speaking with my mom, and I was just like, man, you know, it turned out to be really nice though, and everything like that. So I was just triggered, y'all. Just really triggered. And I didn't even know why. I just was having these spells that would creep up on me, and I just felt like crying. But I didn't want nobody to see me crying because I'm trying to be strong. You know, I'm trying to be strong even through everything. And I just was reminiscing yesterday. I don't even do funerals, y'all. I don't go to funerals. But yeah, that's what I wanted to come back and say. But I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed Saturday. Peace. And y'all, I'm sorry I said bye like that. I don't know. I'm just getting really comfortable talking to y'all because y'all the only people I got. But yesterday when I broke down on that video, I just want y'all to know it's not for pity. It's not. I'm just trying to show y'all the side of motherhood that nobody talks about. Like me, I usually wait till my kids go to sleep and I cry, you know, and I release. But yesterday, I just couldn't hold it in, and I was just very anxious. And I'm learning how to, you know, calm myself down from that. But what I was saying is, I didn't feel like I was important. You know, I didn't. And I know tomorrow is going to be a very stressful day for me because I got all these hair and stuff to go back home to right after we get off the road. And I just was thinking, like, I want to be more serious about my ministry, doing hair. That's my ministry. My big sister told me that. She's actually old enough to be my mom, but she was like, that's your ministry. You uplift people. You uplift these kids. You pour into them. And I never thought about it like that. But when I do that now, I'm more serious about it because I don't know what God is going to do with me with that. I'm grateful, you know, I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful. And I'm okay, and I will be okay, because I'm a very strong person. It's just, when I don't know, I was triggered in so many ways yesterday, because when I had, when we got to the funeral, it's my boyfriend's dad. When we got to the funeral, I felt something tap on my shoulder, because we didn't know his mom was coming. And his mom is so sweet. For some reason, she reminds me of my mom. I don't know if that's because of the absence of her presence in my life, but she just reminds me of a version of my mom. And she tapped me on my shoulder, and when I turned around, she was like, "Shh, don't tell him I'm here." So that just made me feel relief, because, you know, I didn't know how he was going to hold up at the funeral, because we didn't come down here when it happened. We didn't come down here. So we was like the last people to get here, some of the last people. And even his brother showed up with her, and they haven't